Hello, welcome. This is Arunava Chaudhuri, and you are live on my YouTube channel, Arun Foot. I just lost Hiren in the back end. I think he'll join me very, very soon. A lot of things happening. The ISL is set to happen in the 2025-2026 season, and then we'll see what happens. Hiren joins me here. Here we are, both of us tonight. Yes, and the question now is. The sports minister announced a while back that all 14 teams, clubs have agreed to it, which at that time was not true. The AIFF have announced now officially via their website, and I quote the AIFF on this before I say something else. The AIFF has stated the All India Football Federation is pleased to announce that the 25-26 Indian Super League season will commence on February 14, 2026. The 14 participating teams will compete in a single leg round robin format. Detailed fixture will be released following further consultations with the clubs. That's what has been said by the AFF. But, Hiren, before we get into all of this, and I always say the but because we've had a lot of buts in the last few weeks and months. Both announcements were,
Yes.
and in the end,
Hmm.
it was not always like that. And you know, what I hear at least, there are still at some stage there were eight when the minister announced it. Let's be clear, there were eight
Hmm.
teams who had not agreed to play, right?
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
supposedly some teams said yes. Some had to go to their owners. Some were talking with their players about it's crazy. Some were renegotiating salaries with players today, right? Because they
Hmm.
realized there is a deficit. And
Hmm.
so let's wait and see what is the final outcome here. Na? So I think the party has to wait a little longer, right?
First of all, hello to everyone. Hello to you also, sir. And exactly, there are still lots of ifs and buts in this whole drama of ISL. जो आज पूरा सर क्या बोलते कि दोपहर के बाद जिस तरह से न्यूज आना स्टार्ट हुई सोशल मीडिया पे इन बिटवीन तो आई लॉस्ट द ट्रैक कि क्या सच है क्या गलत है बिकॉज अर्लियर ये बताया जा रहा था कि गोवा में 3 स्टेडियम में लीक होगा एंड देन कल्याण चौबे अनाउंसिंग कि भाई होम एंड अवे लीक होगा एंड सडनली देयर इज ए न्यूज दैट दिस 3-4 क्लब एग्री किए देन देयर इज ए न्यूज कि खुद यहाँ पे स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर ने बोल दिया कि सभी क्लब्स खेलेंगे स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर को तो ये भी नहीं पता था कि मोहन बगान क्लब है सो ठीक है एक अलग पूरा वो सीन है बट
Mohan began, and
बेगन बेगन हाँ
East
सो
began, and Mohan began. Right, that's the new name according to the sports
हाँ
minister. So okay.
हाँ
Let the
हाँ
begans play.
हाँ लेट्स द आईएसएल begins so I think ये स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर के सामने मेरे को जो पूरा ओवरऑल अगर आप सिचुएशन को देखें अब तो मेरे को ये लगता है कि अभी तो क्लब्स ने बोल दिया है बट आई थिंक स्टिल द कोर इश्यूज रिमेन्स द सेम एंड उसके ऊपर आई थिंक सभी का ऑन पेज आना है I think that is gonna be a interesting part and let's see how AFF is gonna arrange all of this thing because earlier हमने AFF का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड देखा है कि जितनी भी उन्होंने टाइमलाइन जितने भी डेट्स दिए हैं उस टाइमलाइन पे उस डेट पे वो काम वो कंप्लीट कर दे ऐसा अभी तक तो पिछले 3 साल में ये रिजीम करके नहीं दिखा पाया सो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि जो टाइमलाइन दिया गया है दिस पीपल आर गोना यू कैन से कि फॉलो दैट टाइमलाइन आई थिंक उसमें डिले होने वाला है एंड देयर इज अ आई फील स्टिल देयर इज सम ड्रामा लेफ्ट इन दिस होल आईएसएल दिस सीजन madness.
वो तो मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ if we're talking about this that we are set to see what happens um, because again you speak with five people and you've got five different opinions and and even people who work in
Exactly.
clubs, so that
Hmm.
there is total confusion in some entities. हम खेल रहे हूँ या नहीं खेल रहा हूँ, right? So therefore let the dust settle. I think the clarity that we've had, and I've spoken about a few entities where I've said that I was sure that they will play. So it seems Jamshedpur I've mentioned. East Bengal, I think, was part of it. Punjab FC is part of it. Um, who else was part of the playing clubs? Punjab,
Northeast.
Northeast was part of it. Mohammedan is part of it. So suddenly Mohun Bagan seems to be not part of it in the sense of there wasn't a clarity, but now people are saying no, no, they are playing. There is confusion regarding Odisha FC. There is huge confusion regarding Chennai FC, FC
Hmm.
Goa, Kerala
Hmm.
Blasters. I've heard nothing regarding the Blasters, and Mumbai City having internal discussions, BFC having internal discussions. So there are, SC Delhi also part of the playing clubs. I think, right, Hidden. I think that is there. So
Yes,
there
yes.
are
Hmm.
there. So therefore there is this confusion. Sab khel raha hai, nahi khel raha hai. And that is going to be the
Hmm.
question at the end of the day about all discussions that we have. Um, the format that I understand at this moment in time, as I speak to you, it will not be played in Goa. Very important.
Hmm.
So, what I
Hmm.
understand now will be the one leg Swiss model, meaning you will play all clubs once and there will be a draw of
Hmm.
lots. Who do you play at home? Who do you play away?
Hmm.
That is what I understand at the moment, depending also on the number of clubs. Because I remember there is still this saying from a few teams, without commercial clarity,
Hmm.
we will not play. Even though saying in principle we will play.
Hmm.
With-
There is my question, sir. I feel that कि अभी चाहे भले ही 14 के 14 क्लब एग्री कर जाए या फिर जैसे आपने बोला कि अभी भी there are some unclarity regarding some of the clubs. But I feel as time passed and as the maybe the date of 14th Feb, which is announced as the league starting date, comes, I feel there will be some club might back off. I don't have that you can say
I,
the confidence
I,
that
I,
all of that
I,
is gonna be.
Hiren, I am with you on this. And again, people will say, "Oh, aap log to negative ho. You guys are pessimistic. This and that." No, we are in reality, right? So therefore,
नहीं
let's
नहीं
wait.
रियलिटी से नहीं ज्यादा
I am also still not 100% convinced that this thing can happen because if I look at the costs that the
हाँ
AIFF is saying that there is,
हम्म
and having run teams, worked in teams, the
हम्म
costs are underestimated by about 30%.
यस
So where am how am I going to save money? Again, if you're touching the player's salary, okay, let's see. Again, that's your first part. But what I've said, I said to someone today, the question is by forcing this season through, and this is being forced through not by Kalyan Chaube. Let's be very clear. This is being forced through by the
यस
sports ministry. This is under political pressure that this is happening. And I've got it confirmed from the ministry. Who's gonna bear the extra cost? And if the AIFF is spending 10 crores on ISL, 5 crores on I League, the AIFF doesn't have money in June. Very important point. This has to be answered because we've been having a back and forth now for weeks. So if you don't answer those questions, then first of all, the CEOs are not doing their job, right? If you're going in and saying, ठीक है, हाँ, हम कर देंगे. Because if I'm an owner and you're telling me, I've given you this budget. Now you're telling me I have to play extra, and you will come back towards the end of the season and say, "Bhai, ek baar aur you have to spend X, Y, Z." Then my question is, will they agree or not? Because there is no commercial partner as we speak, and broadcast is not there, right? The ministry
I
can
think
organize. The ministry can organize DD Sports plus most probably AFF YouTube, right? That is what max they can do. And the production of the media has to be also taken care of. Sorry, Hiren, please.
नहीं नहीं मेरा पॉइंट जो आप बोल रहे हो कि रियलिस्टिक चैलेंज में अगर आप देखें सर तो जैसे आप बोल रहे हो कि ब्रॉडकास्ट में इफ दे अरेंज डीडी स्पोर्ट देन ऑल्सो आप टीवी के लिए जो ये ट्रांसमिशन का खर्चा है दैट इज अ ह्यूज कॉस्ट एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग अ होम एंड अवे मॉडल दैट मीन्स कि आपके जो सभी क्लब्स है उनका होम वेन्यू होगा तो सब जगह पे वो चीज को अरेंज करना इट विल बी अ ह्यूज कॉस्ट अनदर थिंग इज सर कि सपोज दिस जेएलएन स्टेडियम कोची जिसको अभी अभी रिनोवेट किया है So I don't think so कि now Kochi authority will give at the what rate they give earlier to Kerala Blaster. The rates will be higher. So Kerala Blaster के लिए for example एक Kerala Blaster के
Hiren,
लिए उनका जो
Hiren,
खर्चा है
Hiren, Hiren, is the stadium ready to play?
exactly that's मैं उसी पे
Is
आ रहा
is
था
the Nehru Stadium in Goa ready to play? Salt Lake
to play
Stadium ready to
हाँ
play,
हाँ
right?
there are so
Uh,
many grounds who I don't think so कि will be ready in the next 1 month
the only ground where I know it will be in good shape was going to be Jamshedpur because Tata ka dekhte hai.
देखते हैं हाँ
That's a private ground because it belongs to Tatas. Every other ground I
तो
would have done. And for example, where does, for example, Punjab FC play? Where does SC Delhi play? Are you playing at the Nehru Stadium or are you trying to get the Ambedkar? I saw the other day Messi ka jo ho raha tha na. They were people were
हम्म,
panning from the Feroz Kotla across to the Nehru Stadium.
तो-
Ground ka hal to bahut kharab tha. So is
हम्म,
my question is, if we are announcing this on the 6th of January, you know, uh, uh,
हम्म,
uh, um, so therefore, for me, it's very, very important, and so therefore, this is something which is there, and I see Abik is saying, "Hey, we're all working." Also, I've never seen Curious Harry speaking live. Good, good, Abik. Abik, very important. So let me know. You run Kerala Blasters. Good to see you here. If you want to join in, let me know if you want to speak. I can surely send you the link. You can surely join in if you want to. So the question now is the pressure shifts theoretically from the sports ministry on one side, AIFF, schedule karo, organize match officials. That's the easy part. With a non-centralized venue, the pressure is theoretically on all the 14 teams
clubs
to get their home venues ready and match day ready,
हम्म,
right? It's a huge challenge for the 14 teams
हम्म,
because to get things ready in 5 weeks, not an easy ask. And the financial question is a question which is, yeah, a one for
नहीं
another day.
नहीं सर आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि इन्होंने जो ये 9 पॉइंट समथिंग या 10 करोड़ के अराउंड एआईएफएफ ने फॉर दैट आई थिंक प्रोडक्शन का वो एलोकेट किया है फॉर दिस सीजन टू हैपन
Hmm.
द कॉस्ट इज गोना बी हायर देन दैट तो मैंने जो एक वो उससे बात किया एक कंपनी जो प्रोडक्शन करता है फुटबॉल मैचेस का जैसे अगर आप सिर्फ ओटीटी का कराओगे तो भी ज्यादा होगा खर्चा
Ah,
सर
Hiren,
क्योंकि
Hiren, the question is again, my only question is finance, right? So now the clubs will, as I said, I've heard today that clubs are talking to players about reduction of salaries, you know,
यस
and so therefore that is where it is, and um, on the road after the meeting, patching network will, but listening into the collective action. Okay, perfect, Abik. We'll speak about this. The point here is, for me, there are two things. On one side, I'm happy that the league is happening, right? I've always said, uh, because it's good for the players, the coaches, the staff who faced a tough time. On the other side, the question is about the mid to long term future of ISL slash top tier league of Indian football. And then you have to ask the hard question, you know, short term pain, can it be long term gain?
बट माय ओनली क्वेश्चन इज सर अगर आप जो बोल रहे हो कि शॉर्ट टर्म पे एंड लॉन्ग टर्म गेन द द मेन क्वेश्चन इज कि चाहे शॉर्ट टर्म हो चाहे लॉन्ग टर्म हो आपके जो फुटबॉल की लीग को रन करने के लिए जो रिसोर्सेस है इफ यू डोंट यू कैन से कि मैनेज और एबल टू फाइंड दोज रिसोर्सेस देन चाहे लॉन्ग टर्म कराओ चाहे शॉर्ट टर्म कराओ यू आर गोना फेस ऑलवेज कैन से कि डिफिकल्टीज तो जैसे हम अभी कमर्शियल पार्टनर फॉर दिस सीजन बात करते हैं, फॉर ब्रॉडकास्टर फॉर दिस सीजन, द फाइनेंसिस की हम बात करते हैं, सेम इश्यूज विल बी फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म ऑल्सो. तो आपके पास अभी शॉर्ट टर्म का सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. एंड द वे यू floated the first tender, and you open your, you can say, book to the market, that for long term also you are going to face these same challenges.
Mm, mm. Again, this is a solution only for this season. I think that needs to be very, very clear. I don't know if that 20-year model can work. It has a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of question marks in regard to where, where it is going, where it is heading. We have AFF elections at some stage, and therefore we'll have to wait and see, right? So to me, there are more questions than answers at the moment, and that is going to be the main thing. Where do we stand? Where what happens? Because there's a lack of clarity on things, right? So therefore, for me, it's there is no clarity, So and it is it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with it, because it's good, as I say, on one side, and let's see what happens. Let me take some opinions, questions. Again, 44 people at the moment in this live. Do like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Arun Foot, Curious Harry, listen to us, support us. We've always tried to cover Indian football, even in these hard times. Zava says, so ISL is going to happen. Yes, it's great, isn't it? India has truly shown that it's a bureaucratic giant ready to crush anyone, even footballing clubs, all for the reputation of one key man. I know I should be happy. I don't think, Aditya, that's the point is about Kalyan Chaube. This Kalyan Chaube is not the main actor in this. If anyone is saying that Kalyan Chaube has done this, sorry, then they don't know and understand what has really happened. Happy that overseas participant. That what about next year? Let's see. You are supporting the club. That is my biggest worry if they are going to commit to this.
Very,
Oh
uh,
yeah, not to
I,
mention how
I,
East
I,
Bengal fans. Wait, listen to this. Listen to this. Oh yeah, and not to mention how East Bengal fans are dancing in Twitter, calling Kalyan Chaube a great person. I also know Arunda will not pick this matches to read, but I believe. Um, Aditya, again, there are fans, and I've called fans out whenever there has to be, that if they think they're right, and they are not right. Again, this is not a Kalyan Chaube job. This is the ministry level job, and it's not even the minister. It is the chief secretary and the under secretary who are the key people behind this to make it possible. Again, the minister will take the credit. It's There is no credit of the AFF, right? There was today political and bureaucratic pressure. You were right on that, to make this happen, right? So that's something which is understood. Is it in the best again? And therefore, my question remains: is it in the best interest of Indian football? We will see in the future. And happening for the sake of happening, I find very dangerous, Hiren. No.
I think I see more possibility of that thing. It's happening for the sake of happening. I think the intention from the sport ministry overall, if I see how they also manage the things, I think I see in more of in that direction rather than you can say key for mm, Indian football's better.
वही तो danger है. Well, that's good news. This season is really required, and somewhere I feel the clubs agreed to this transitional phase just to keep the continuity on. Shivam, that is where, again, where I have my doubts if it's a continuation or if it's a continuation of something which until last year was a working model, and this year you are trying to keep this. Uh, you know, and therefore for me, I would rather have avoided the
I
transitional phase and found a proper answer.
नहीं, आई थिंक सर इसमें जो है ना ये फॉर द क्लब, आई थिंक फॉर एवरी क्लब आई थिंक सिचुएशन इज गोना बी डिफरेंट. आई थिंक वो कंटिन्यूटी है या धीरे धीरे अपने आप को फेज आउट करेंगे फ्रॉम द इंडियन फुटबॉल, या दे विल कंटिन्यू टू ऑपरेट ऑन अ लोअर बजट, और दे विल कंटिन्यू टू इन्वेस्ट. आई थिंक दे विल सी हाउ दिस सीजन इज गोना, विच एवर क्लब प्लेस दिस सीजन. I think they will see, their owners see, how things gonna work out, how much we lost it, how much we try to do it, and then I think slowly they will make that decision कि आगे हमें इंडियन फुटबॉल में कंटिन्यू करना है, नहीं करना है,
Mm,
कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है. I think for every club it's gonna be different case.
mm. 9XP says Downap is Interkashi fan. At least 5,000 spectators is good because everyone knows nothing good by building 40,000 spectator stadium. Seeing up football popularity. Yeah, Interkashi, 5,500 capacity stadium to be built, hopefully across the year. Try and speak in the coming days with Interkashi about this fact. Let's see what they say. Shivam said, bet the clubs will make rightly serious demands for the next season going on. Shivam, they made the right demands this season, I would say. And the AIFF have not fulfilled it, but they're still willing to take a gamble. I think, forget the AIFF, I think the clubs are taking a massive gamble financially with resources to try and keep the system alive. So I hope that the AIFF can deliver on what it says at the moment. You know, do you
Hmm.
think all 14 clubs will play or is it just for social media? Odisha FC, Chennai and FC. Poco, that's the question. That's what I'm saying. That there is still a question. Everyone is saying that this has been sorted, this has been organized. But to me, I still have certain doubts within, right? Some may feel that this is required, though we have to accept the clubs are under suppression. Okay, so Shivan, yeah, Augusto saying broadcast on DD Sports. I'm not sure where the broadcast will happen because now also those conversations need to happen, and that those conversations will not be led by the AFF. It will be led, uh, you know, so yeah.
नहीं सर, एक अगर आप रियलिस्टिक पॉसिबिलिटी देखें, इन फरवरी देयर इज ए T20 इंडिया T20 वर्ल्ड कप इन क्रिकेट. So I don't think so कि Jio is gonna come on board in any scenario. आई थिंक अगर ये लोग फ्री में भी दे देंगे तब भी आई डोंट थिंक सो कि दे विल कम ऑन बोर्ड. सोनी का आपको पता है कि वो पैसे नहीं देंगे, वो आपको सब कुछ करके देना पड़ेगा, एंड उनका भी कोई मिनिमम स्टैंडर्ड वो रखेंगे कि इतना क्वालिटी का तो देना ही पड़ेगा. So I see very difficult to bring these two on board. So yeah, DD Sport या फिर ऐसा या फिर I think for this season if you want to reduce the cost, then I think rather than putting on TV, but वो फिर एक issue है कि फिर sponsorship और वो सब का दिक्कत है. Otherwise I think you can only go on OTT or maybe YouTube channel. That is the only realistic way.
Your problem is how do you make it work, and that's the point. Now I think one every club will have to look at their venues, right? That's going to be good.
Then
And so Shivam, one head-to-head match between two teams, yes, Shivam, from what I understand, format, uh, uh, simple thing, home and away format in a one way. It's like they call it the Swiss model, where you just play once against every other team, and then there is a draw of lots, so that you say, okay, I play against team A at home, I play against team B at away, team C at home, D, and then you make a schedule like that. 11 teams in I League means Bajaj Sector will avoid relegation. Why, Hiren? Have you heard anything about I League? Again, there is no clarity on
yeah,
I League, right?
नहीं, कल्याण चौबे ने वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बोला कि आई लीग भी सिमिलर से मॉडल पे होगा, ऐसा उसने बोला है, विथ 11 टीम्स.
Acha, with 11. Acha, okay, with 11. But didn't they have 12 teams last season?
लास्ट तो एससी बेंगलुरु और दिल्ली तो रेलीगेट हो गए, बट इन्होंने किया नहीं है ना ये सारा
But
प्रोग्राम.
no, but Chanmari and Diamond Harbour have been promoted, no?
प्रमोटेड, हाँ.
तो तुम्हारा
तो
या तो तो वो
उसका
तो
एक
है
अब
ना.
अलग से वो ड्रामा चलेगा, वो अलग से चलेगा, तो उसका वो आई लीग क्लबों के साथ एक अलग से वो लफड़ा होगा. तो
That
दिल्ली
is
एफसी
that.
भी उसमें टांग लड़ाएगा कि भाई हमें रेलीगेट नहीं होना है, सब कुछ. बट एक
Sorry,
सर,
sorry, sorry,
एक चीज.
sorry. The 11 clubs
नहीं.
being listed currently are Aizol
हाँ.
FC, Chanmari FC, Churchill Brothers, Dempo FC, Diamond Harbour FC, Gokulam Kerala, Namdhari FC, Rajasthan
हम्म.
United, Real Kashmir FC, Shillong Lajong FC, Srinidhi Deccan FC. Okay, who's missing? कोई ना missing है ना?
तो
1 second. 24. हैं? Just 1 second.
इंटर काशी आपका प्रमोट हुआ, एससी बेंगलुरु एंड आपका ये दिल्ली एफसी रेलीगेट हुआ, तो तीन क्लब लास्ट सीजन से चले गए. अब व्हाट आर द न्यू क्लब्स कमिंग इन?
Diamond Harbour and Chanmari, no? Excellent. There's some confusion. One second. I'm just even my mind today is not working properly. Um,
Hmm.
12 team table. Inter Kashi moves up. हाँ उसके लिए तो 11 टीम्स होगा. इंटर काशी मूव्ड आउट ना. तुम्हारा स्पोर्टिंग बेंगलुरु एंड दिल्ली एफसी
Hmm.
एफसी आर आउट. यू नो
Hmm.
देयरफॉर तुम्हारा 11 टीम हो गया. 12 टीम तो था ना. वन गोज अप, टू डाउन, टू अप. सो यू नो -1.
11 teams.
हाँ, so
Hmm.
there's no Delhi FC in the calculation. If any club backs off, will they face relegation? Shivam, no clarity on that. There's no clarity. Again, all the questions you're asking, actually, someone like Hiren, myself, everybody else has. Today, it's just been
हाँ,
said that हो रहा है on the 14th.
हो रहा है.
Whatever, all the other questions are unanswered. Let's be clear.
Hmm.
I don't have an answer. Hiren doesn't have an answer. The clubs don't have an answer. AIFF don't have an answer. So that's the thing, right? Rudra says AIFF budget is 9.7 crores, which is including 30% of commercial partner. Again, I don't know if uh, you know how they come to those numbers. That's what I'm saying, right? So therefore, let's see what happens. How can Odisha FC agree? Rudra, again, I have certain doubts. I think Hiren has those certain doubts. So let's see. And prize money normally stays the same, but maybe the prize money is one of the things that has to be touched and has to be reduced. So ये सब बात होगा. Let's put it this way nicely. Is Salt Lake Great? Rudra, same thing with Salt Lake. All other grounds, we'll see. Na? And Brennan says, Da, what's next? What's next is we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think that we need to wait and see what happens, and you know, and then we will hopefully get the informations, right? They're talking about I League will happen simultaneously with ISF, but I League relegated teams are only not confirmed yet. RRC game, again, they're saying it's an 11 team league. So if it's an 11 team league, that means the two teams who are relegated are relegated. No, Hiren, or am I wrong? हाँ ठीक वही तो है ना. एक club ऊपर जा रहा है, they're gone. Two clubs going down, two clubs coming up. So you've got 11 instead of 12. So, yeah. But I don't think this will be long term. Aman, this is only about 25-26 season. There is no conversation about mid term, long term, anything. This is just a solution for now. League without key foreigners, quality gonna drop significantly. Rudra, we are not talking today. There is not a conversation about quality of the ground. There is no quality of the players, of the coaches, of whatever. This is about either of the league happening or not, right? Uh, No, Rudro, as I just said, both the teams are relegated, supervised again with some extra matches. Augusto, no. Right? Sorry, Hiren just lost him there. Let's see if I hope he comes back. The problem here is in this to compare it to the Super Cup is the clubs are going to host it themselves, right? And we'll have to wait and see what is done. Again, it is on the clubs. Hi, Udipto. I hope personally you guys are doing well because finding info is not easy for mental health. Hope you and the viewers um, are doing well. Thanks. Yes, I mean it's not easy at the moment for you, for me, for all of us. But again, so therefore for me, uh, so let's see. Sports Ministry can force clubs to participate on this thing, but they cannot force to change the clause of owned and operated by AFF thing. No, they haven't. I mean, that clause is not for the ministry to force anything on, to be very honest to you, Aditya, because that is something which has been removed by the Supreme Court and it's for the AFF to decide on these things. So at the moment, this clause again needs to be changed, but there is no movement in the AIFF to say, listen, let's change this clause, right? That is the problem of the clause, right? Owned and operated by the AIFF, because again, very interesting to see if there's any commercial partner willing to come forward, you know. So yeah, that's that. Hiren, good to have you back. I was just asking, you know, that, or I wasn't asking, but Udipta was talking, you know, wishing us best and talking about mental health of Indian football fans. What does this do
मैं
with Indian football fans? पागल हो गया क्या?
नहीं नहीं मैं आज ये सेम चीज मैं आज जब वो अंडर 23 एशियन कप का लाइव कर रहा था तब
Hmm.
बोला कि ये इंडियन फुटबॉल का डिस्कशन उतना नहीं करना चाहिए इट्स नॉट गुड फॉर आवर मेंटल हेल्थ तो मतलब उसका एक एक टाइम पीरियड रखना चाहिए हर दिन एक ही घंटा बात करो उससे ज्यादा करोगे तो तुम्हारा मेंटल हेल्थ ही खराब हो जाएगा
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. No? The situation is, and is football clubs around the world makes more losses compared to profits? No, Rena. As is in most league again, the problem is in an Indian system compared to other parts of the world. Now, in other parts of the world, most of the infrastructure is owned by you as a club, right? You own your stadium, you own your training facilities, you have a proper line where you're earning money, be it sponsorship, match day, merchandising. So
हम्म,
there are means and ways of earning. Even look at MLS where you have to invest $1 billion to become part of the Major League Soccer, right? In North America, in the US and Canada. But David Beckham is spending that. Why? Because he can recoup, and he's even spending more, to sign a Lionel Messi and try to earn more. So therefore, yes, there are clubs who risk losses. I mean, again, sports is not like a business. You cannot plan for the next 3 years aise hoga, because let's say you as look at it from a perspective of Chelsea and Man United. Both of them spend money to sign Maresca and Amorim. Both have fired the coaches, so those coaches, you have to bring in a new coach. So that's an extra budget. So budgeting within a football team is always a different thing. So losses can occur. So therefore, that can uh, um, help. Shivani asks, how can social media creators can help? You always say we should speak about football problems related to it. Now that ISL is happening, what are your views points? Oh, that's a good question, Hiren. Um,
हम्म।
I still think on one side we can raise the questions which are there, but on one side, on the other side, be happy that that it's happening, right?
But I think there are two challenges sir for the social media creators I feel in this situation I think problems के बारे में तो हम बात कर सकते हैं we can talk about this Indian football administrative issue and all of that thing but as a creator if you see कि अगर league start होता है and एज वी नो सर कि कैसे कैसे लीक होगा ये जुगाड़ू लीक होने वाला है उसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है एंड दी क्वालिटी ऑफ फुटबॉल जो अर्लियर आईएसएल में था उससे भी इसमें डाउन ही होगा बिकॉज योर कपल ऑफ टीम डोंट हैव देयर ऑल फॉरेनर्स एंड एवरीथिंग एंड जो जो भी है सो आप देखिए कि लोगों का इंटरेस्ट आई सी इन सुपर कप सर कि लोगों का इंटरेस्ट जो रेगुलर मतलब इंडियन फुटबॉल आईएसएल को देखते थे वो भी सबने सुपर कप नहीं देखा है Yes, अदरवाइज अगर आप लास्ट सीजन देखेंगे तो सुपर कप में जो आईएसएल देखते हैं वही फ्रेंड्स आपका मोर ऑफ सेम यू कैन से कि सुपर कप में वो इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं but due to the quality of football or the overall everything broadcasting and everything I think in this season that is going to be a more or less numbers so for content creator also to make videos on those things I don't think so कि
Mm,
it will be a that kind of a you can say कि मोटिवेशन की भाई यहाँ पे लोग उसको देख रहे लोगों में वो क्यूरियोसिटी I think if you want to make any content, the one of the purpose is obviously लोगों में वो उसका जानने का कुछ उनमें वो इंटरेस्ट तो होना चाहिए.
mm. So your point is very important to me, because I think you and I certainly, and certain others as well, we have over the last 6 7 months have continued to cover Indian football, right? We have spoken about, oh listen, from 2026 up to football, Indian football chhodega, dusra wala karega, and all that kind of stuff, but we're still there. Right? And yes, I think I said this, and I think you and I, we might be doing the one of the Champions League match and this and that and everything, World Cup in the summer, but we've never given up on Indian football. Now you will see a lot of people are suddenly back, right? I'm those always supported and all that. That's fine. Let them do that. But also continue like we have done, ask critical questions. What I've always said on this channel, ask critical questions, ask the right questions, and let's move into a position where we are supporting the growth of Indian football. This is not, you know, the growth of Indian football in the right direction. As I say, today, there are two hearts beating in me, because on one side, I'm very, very happy for everyone involved in the ISL that the ISL is going to restart. But on the other side, the management, the governance person in me is very worried, because this restart might lead to new problems in the summer. And I'm saying this today,
Hmm.
that while you potentially have sorted this season, which is still not sorted, because actually, except date, nothing is sorted, right?
Hmm.
I hope we're not going to be back in this situation in the summer with elections likely in September. You know, So therefore, for
Hmm.
me, this is a mixed feeling. ना हिरेन, तुम
Tricky
कैसे सोच रहे
situation.
हो?
I completely agree. I completely agree, sir. कि this is a really tricky situation. एंड ये मतलब सिचुएशन को और ज्यादा आगे खराब भी कर सकता है बिकॉज आई थिंक एक चीज सर मेरे को कौन सा डर है पता है आपको कि ये लोग जिस तरह की लीग ये मेरे को एक कॉन्फिडेंस भी है इन लोगों ने जिस तरह से प्रीवियसली चीजों को मैनेज किया है या फिर लीग जिस तरह से ऑर्गेनाइज करेगा ये शॉर्ट टर्म एंड उसमें जो गलतियां 100% करेगा ये भी गारंटीड है गलतियां होगी ही होगी मिसमैनेजमेंट होना ही होना है that will also has a huge impact on the upcoming time मतलब वो जो उसके बाद वाला सीजन है या फिर जो आप लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए जो प्लान कर रहे हो आई थिंक जैसे इन्होंने यहाँ पे वो हड़बड़ाहट में वो आउट ऑफ नंबर्स के साथ यहाँ पे वो पहला टेंडर निकाल दिया और पूरा जो अपना क्या बोलते हैं कि एक लेवरेज था उसको वो वैसे ही गिवन अवे कर दिया पूरा ओपनली पब्लिकली वैसा ही वाला सीन अब होगा फिर से ये लोग लीग में मिसमैनेजमेंट करेंगे एंड और लोगों का जो ट्रस्ट है वो मतलब जो थोड़ा सा मे बी रिस्क लेने के लिए रेडी भी होंगे वो भी फिर गिवन अप कर देंगे कि भाई नहीं देयर इज नो पॉइंट टू इन्वॉल्व इन दिस मैच तो वो एक
Mm.
सबसे बड़ा डेंजरस पार्ट है एंड इन
मैं
लोगों से मिसमैनेजमेंट होना ही होना है
I agree with you. I agree with you. Shoma's asking a question: why Central is still allowing Kalyan to be seated as AIFF head? He is not even panchayat level politician. Still, big mystery to me. Central can ask Kalyan to step down and call fresh election. No, they can't, Shoma, because the problem is of the system of sports actually, that the government cannot get involved into deciding who is the head of a sporting federation, um, as such, because that is seen as third party interference by FIFA and the AFC. That is one. And the second thing is, um, if someone wants to remove Kalyan Chaubey, it has to be done internally. Either it's done by the executive committee or jointly by the state associations. And they, again, this is one, my big talking point again and again, is that nobody has actually stood up on these things. So it's for them to do it. He's still there, and he still will stay till whenever the elections happen. SSCN in OT platform for the season. Akshay, I have certain doubts, but again, I think we need to be open to who shows what. Again, I don't know. Hiren doesn't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Because all these questions that you are throwing at us today are all unanswered. We still don't know if all 14 franchisees will play or not. First question. Second question, 14th of February, Valentine's Day. Hiren, couldn't be better. Valentine's Day mein ISL shuru hoga. The day of love, huh? So all of you, bring your
हाँ
girlfriends, bring your boyfriends. And again, most importantly, we what I have now heard, been told, even though some people are saying we Goa mein hoga, I've heard now from multiple clubs, no, we're talking about a round robin, home and away format, one leg, everyone plays each other, and a draw. So that is what is being discussed at the moment as being that final. But again, none of this tonight is final. I think all of this is in a flux. Conversations hoa. I think the clubs were of the opinion earlier today we will not play, if I understand them right. But after ministry level, the meeting, things changed. So if it was up to the AIFF and the clubs, I don't see that a league would have happened. But I do now see with the ministry getting involved that there's been a yes, even though let's see what happens. So that is trying X9P trying to understand the format. DD Sports have tweeted about us. I'll do check it out. Okay, DD Sports have tweeted. Does that mean anything? Again, everyone is tweeting about it. I've been just requested by a news channel to be on a show tomorrow. So people want opinions. Let's see, DD Sports में क्या लिखा हुआ है? 1 second. So Hiren, what तुम्हारा take क्या है? Wait and watch, ना?
नहीं, आई थिंक, हाँ, आई थिंक वेट एंड वॉच ही है सर। जैसे आपने मतलब एक ही चीज आज आज की अगर एक लाइन में अगर आज का मीटिंग को समझना है तो दो चीजें आज की मीटिंग से निकल के आई। एक तो आपका आईएसएल 14 फरवरी डेट आ गया। पहले सिर्फ ये बोलते थे लीक होगा इस सीजन। अब इन्होंने एक फिक्स मतलब डेट दी है विद द स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर अनाउंस दैट डेट, सो दैट हैज सम वेटेज रादर कंपेयर टू या फिर कृष्ण कल्याण चौधरी, जिन्होंने तो काफी सारी डेट दे दी थी, 10 जनवरी, 5 फरवरी, फिर वो सब डेट तो वो दी थी, लेकिन स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर ने दी है तो लेट्स लेट्स वी होप कि भाई वो उसी डेट को स्टार्ट हो जाए। एंड अनदर थिंग, जैसे आपने फॉर्मेट बोला कि नाउ द फॉर्मेट is gonna be home and away, round robin, single leg, and I think now the all work from the clubs or AIFF has to be in that direction to implement that format rather than a centralized venue. सो ये दो चीज आज की मीटिंग का यहाँ पे आप बोल सकते हैं कि वो है। सभी क्लब्स का जैसे आपने बोला कि वो अभी भी अनक्लियर है, चाहे भले ही स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर खुद ने बोल दिया हो कि ऑल विल प्ले, बट देयर इज जस्ट डाउट अबाउट दैट थिंग। सो या,
वही तो है
एंड
ना?
आई थिंक डीडी स्पोर्ट ने सर वो ट्वीट करते रहते हैं, ये जो स्पोर्ट के न्यूज होते हैं उसको
हाँ
ट्विटर में
हाँ.
करते हैं। तो आई थिंक उन्होंने वो वही किया होगा कि स्पोर्ट मिनिस्टर ने आज अनाउंस किया कि आईएसएल विल हैपन, दैट
Nothing
काइंड
more.
ऑफ थिंग
You're
मतलब।
very right. That's very, very right.
Yeah.
And I think that is something which is true. Who will do production of again, all these questions you're asking, that's the point. Very for the players and the person's daily life is dependent, but they need to have the right structure for the long term. Rahul, I totally agree with you on this. This is what I would say. This is what Hiren has said. This is what is needed. But at the moment, the info is the ISL will start. There are a lot of questions. All the questions. Again, all the questions. I got on Twitter just now a question from Hannibal. Hannibal is asking the question: who's the broadcaster? Who's the commercial partner? Who will take care of production, transmissions? Are the stadiums ready? All questions
Hmm.
tonight are unanswered. Right? That is
Hmm.
that is very, very
And all
important,
are
guys.
and all are the important question, and all are the realistic challenges।
Basic
इसके बिना
questions.
आपका लीग नहीं हो सकता। हाँ,
Basic
बेसिक।
question, Hiren, if exactly तुम जो बोल रहा ना, those points have to be taken care of before the league can forget start. These things need to be in place. Ideally, now given the time, 7 days before the kickoff. So 7th of February, all these questions need to be answered. But I know AFF ko some of the questions will only be answered maybe even on the match day. So let's hope that the right things are done because that is very, very
ये
important.
नहीं नहीं, एक चीज मैं यहाँ पे आई डोंट नो कि शेयर करो कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं कर सकता, बट
बोल दो.
जो आप मैंने आई जस्ट गॉट टू नो, आई टुडे आई गॉट टू नो कि एएफएफ का जो यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि लीग कमिटी का जो बंदा है, जो उसको मैंने लीग लीग कंपटीशन, he was supposed to go on a futsal championship as a match commissioner, and AFF ने अभी उनको रोका है, आई थिंक आज या कल, एंड उसने साफ को मना किया है कि आई विल नॉट कम। सो आपकी जो लीग का बंदा है एएफएफ का, जो सारा मैनेज करता है, आई फॉरगॉट द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्सन, सो वो
Uh,
अभी आप बोल रहे हो जिसका
अच्छा अच्छा, you mean Akshay ना?
हाँ, वो
Akshay,
अभी आप
हाँ.
उसको बोल रहे हो कि हाँ, कि अब तुम रुकोगे, जबकि उसका काम आप देखिए पहले से था। So that is how these people are running the system.
Hmm. This is it. Rodho, Churchill is not missing. Churchill brothers are amongst the 11 teams. Do they have sponsors and finances? Have enough money? No. Shivani, if you ask that question, and we've discussed this now, this is one of my concerns. And if there is a shortfall on the AIFF, I don't know if the AIFF is actually credit worthy that they can get credits. I don't know, right? If vendors will take money up front, will now with a non-centralized venue, with a home venue system, are you forcing all the local costs to go on to the clubs? Right? And Hiren little earlier raised a very good question. Instead, Goa may up if you play three stadiums, that means a three television it could, yeah, three television production crews can do it. Theoretically,
Do
even two. Even do with two setups,
हाँ,
a fixed setup and one moving setup. So to say one fixed setup in Nehru Stadium and a setup which is Bambolim and Tilak Maidan. You could have done it that way. Now, with 14 teams, you've got one advantage. You've got three teams in Kolkata.
कि
And the
हाँ,
question, Interkashi, with that stadium will not be ready for this season. So Interkashi doesn't have a stadium. So does Interkashi once more play in Kolkata? So if
दस
Interkashi plays in
द,
Kolkata, it actually helps you in your setup.
हाँ, but still it's required 10 venues, sir. 10, I think 9 to 10 venues to get
10,
ready.
10, 11, 11, 10, 11, no, 12 hoga. Because Mohammedan will most probably play at the smaller one, at the Kishore Bharti.
कल्याण, अच्छा,
No, Kishore Bharti. That was their ISL venue last season. Question is if East Bengal Mohun Bagan will play at the Salt Lake Stadium or not. So that's also a question. What is the status of the stadium? Because I heard yesterday it is not in a playable condition. So those are all questions and we need to be answered, right? So देखना क्या होता है. Ranji Brothers crying that Delhi FC should not be relegated. Kumar again is out, and as said, Diamond Harbour and Chanmari have one. One club. No, Anish, two clubs got promoted and DD Sports, Pranjal, yeah, that's the conversation. So players are going to take a pay cut from this season. Peter, it looks like it. It looks like that at the moment. There again, I don't know why the discussion is happening today. I think this could have been a discussion you actually have had in the last month at least. But and I think a few or certain clubs would have had it, but today or in the last couple of days there have been discussions on it. So therefore, yes, from what I understand, certain clubs are trying to reduce cost, and the players are being asked to play their part in the cost reduction, which I think is fair. Huh, Hiren?
yeah, I think everyone has to sacrifice something, and I think
Hmm.
from players part, I think that is the thing. And एक चीज और सर मैं मेंशन करना भूल गया कि
Well,
जैसे आप बोल रहे थे ना कि क्या पूरा जो स्टेडियम का सब कुछ खर्च है वो क्या क्लब को उठाना पड़ेगा, फ्रॉम प्रोडक्शन टू एवरीथिंग। तो मैं आज ही एक से बात करा तो उन्होंने बताया कि IWL 2 के लिए AIFF ने जो क्लब्स पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं वो भी IWL 2 भी नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट मंथ से आई थिंक स्टार्ट करने का प्लान कर रहे हैं। वहां पे उन्होंने IWL क्लब को ये बोला है कि जो स्टेडियम में आपको प्रोडक्शन भी हमको करके देना है, सब कुछ आपको खुद का अपना वो क्या बोलते हैं कि कैमरामैन अपॉइंट करके पूरा ब्रॉडकास्टिंग करके हमको देना है, सारा खर्चा आपको उठाना है।
hmm. That's an interesting one. हाँ देखना है क्या होता है. Pranjal, did every foreigner except Mohammad Subhajan leave or something? No, not everyone, Pranjal. There were new signings. So Punjab FC, I think, if I understand, there is there. East Bengal is switching some of their foreigners, right? But again, we've seen some big names leave in the last 2 days, leave for the Indonesian league. So let's see. Apex says, so you heard the news about the date. Do you think the season will happen? If Okay, this is Apex and Hi Blue. First of all, Apex, that's a good question. If I go by tonight, yes, and I think Hiren will also say yes, the league will happen. But
हम्म,
there have been so many twists and turns. I wouldn't be surprised that if some things still happen, right? So therefore, take it as a good thing today um, that the ministry has been able to break the deadlock for now, and let's see what happens over the next 5 weeks, right? Because there's still, uh, uh, you know. Uh, so therefore for me, um yeah, hope today is a day where the hope is has won.
No, no, it is, yes, sir. I think you, me, or all the people who are watching, or all the Indian football fans, I think the full confidence will only come when the league starts. वो मतलब बॉल किक होगा तभी वो बिलीफ आएगा
Ah.
कि हाँ भाई अब स्टार्ट हो गया.
Hmm. MD Gaming says reset is the best option. Short term is not solution and not good option for clubs financially. MD Gaming, this is what I've been saying, and I think Hiren will agree to it. To you, what you're saying.
Yes.
Lekin ab to we are in the situation we are in. SOS, emergency, and the clubs are willing to step up. So it is on the clubs, and let's see where the clubs will try to cut cost, cut losses, and then we'll see what happens. No, Hiren.
Yes, yes, 100% agree, 100% agree. Otherwise, that would be the best solution to go forward, the proper reset. But unfortunately, these people has put their short-term short-term interest ahead of the Indian football's long-term interest.
Huh. On that is again the problem is we are trying to survive at the moment,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
the long term has been forgotten. There is a quote from Delhi FC floating in social media sounding like a threat to AIFF Delhi FC participate in next I League season. Roshan, they have, but again, Kalyan Chaubey saying 11 teams means that Delhi FC at the moment is not an I League team. So
Hmm.
let's see. Most people in India know Barcelona and Real Madrid, then Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. That is reality. I know the sportsman is unable to pronounce both clubs' names. Kumar, yeah, again,
That is reality.
that is reality. So, you know, forget Barcelona, Real Madrid. They know they will be able to tell you the player with the number 35 at Man United or at Chelsea rather than knowing that East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, or even Indian football exists. Ask people about players,
Exactly.
they will know Sunil Chhetri. And if people who know nothing about football, then they will know Baichung Bhutia. And if Baichung
Hmm.
Bhutia plays or not, people will not know. So let's not
Hmm.
get into that discussion of how many people. Let's stick to us amongst us football fans who are there, who have been wanting good for Indian football. And let's see what happens. Which clubs will stay? Odisha FC is dead. Are others willing to stay? Blue, according to today's statement, Odisha FC is part of the 14 teams. So in theory, Odisha FC is playing. I'm also interested to see how Mohammedan Sporting will play. Mohammedan Sporting has still found no investor. So there are certain questions with a lot of entities which are where what is the structure amongst themselves, right?
Hmm.
Why we can't see Harry Bhai? Ask Ninja. He's
Because
somewhere.
I नहीं नहीं मैं
Bolo
भी
तुम बोलो.
इंडियन फुटबॉल की तरह वो हूँ मतलब सिर्फ बोलता हूँ वो करके नहीं दिखाता हूँ तो वही वाली चीज है बोलना
Ah, Hiren is, yeah. Let me not translate it in English. So let's leave it in the Hindi. True, I didn't feel Super Cup final, even though East Bengal was there. No talks in friend circle at that time. Yeah, Blue. I mean, we did lives, watch-alongs, this, that, everything. The interest in the Super Cup was minimal to
बस
non-existent. Huh. So therefore,
रेगुलर 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 व्यूअर्स are not even interested.
that is the point, right? So therefore, that is the thing. Yes, quality is not good. If I want to make content, it doesn't look attractive enough to get attention. Even players who are doing good doesn't have good quality videos. That's major flaw in marketing. Shivani, to
Hmm.
me, the marketing is not. You know what? My question about content is about the quality and the information in the content rather than the format and the graphic representation of a presentation. I know that is what is wanted in today's world, but to me, the information and the content would be more important. But again, this is the word. Kumar says, so now that I think clubs are thinking that only for this season because of the change of leadership in AFF, if elections happens, then guys with some sense will come to make changes in constitution. Kumar, again, I don't know if that's the thought process of the clubs. So, we'll have to see. Various ISL clubs are now reaching out to their players for pay cuts as most contracts were signed when ISL had a 275 crore broadcast deal. Let's see how players respond to the situation. There was never a 275 crore broadcast deal. MD Gaming. Again, this is another myth that people have brought out. And I've said early on that the clubs are negotiating with players and talking about them as a group and saying, hey, are you willing to take pay cuts? Because it's a shortened league, this, that, and everything. So, therefore, those are some realities. Sir, some people for first crop for Messi done by private person, not by government. And second, government can't sack Kalyan Chaub. It's all in state FA members to sack Kalyan Chaub. Yeah, but again, this is Sir, if 5,000 seating is good, it can't increase to 10, 20,000 in second phase of renovation. XNIP, from what I've seen, the location where the stadium is supposed to be built next to a road, I don't think it has the option of being expanded. And I think for Inter Kashi to reach more than 5,000 people, again, we are in the same situation as a Mumbai City trying to fill up a 7,000 plus stadium at the Mumbai Football Arena. Let them fill the 5,000. If they're able to fill 5,500 every week, Inter Kashi immediately will think either they will think for something bigger. Now, Hiren, it's time pe let's be happy that they're thinking and trying to build something because no other club is thinking this way. No one is talking
Exactly,
about
exactly, sir.
infrastructure. The Inter Kashi also, I know
100%.
people said, Are, why are you playing in Bengal? Why are you playing in Kolkata? They've now tried. They've waited for the government to do something for them. Inter Kashi has now become proactive and doing it for themselves. So they should be given credit for that. You know?
100%.
Hi, Icon Loan, saying hi to Hiren and me. What's the format? Promotion relegation implemented this season only. Lots of questions and answers. PC Gamertech, I said, I don't see promotion relegation being implemented this season. I've never heard that that was a topic that is to be implemented. I think it's part of the 20-year plan. Um, I think only promotion will be discussed, which again, it's in my opinion a question of if I want to stabilize the league. Uh, um, you know, so therefore we'll have to wait and see. And format, as I said, what I understand at the moment we're talking about the Swiss format, meaning the clubs in the league, all of them play each other once, and depending on the number of teams, you'll have X number of home matches and X number of away matches, and then there will be a draw of who plays at home against whom and who plays against whom away. So that will be done so to even out things. Will we play with Nivea ball that was used in National Football League? Bangali from Germany, the Nivea ball was being used in the last few years of the ISL. So originally it was Puma, but then so I haven't heard anything. And Nivea is also a partner of the AIFF. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens with that. But I think Nivea would continue to be the league partner. Who would you give credit for this result? Sports Ministry. People,
Hmm.
the bureaucrats in the Sports Ministry. Minister takes credit, but with all due respect, I give credit to the people in the ministry who yeah, applied a little bit of pressure. Let's put
Absolutely.
it this nicely. Looks like Arunava Bhai and Curious Harry are happy, even good now. Samat, yes, why shouldn't we be happy? Again, this is on one. It's a good news, but I say the but after it, Hiren and I will still ask questions. Right? There are a lot of questions, unanswered questions, and we will continue to ask those questions. If we're just saying, oh, uh, uh, so therefore, let's wait and see. No, Hiren?
नहीं नहीं, आई थिंक वो एक चीज है ना सर कि ये न्यूज आने के बाद देयर आर सम फैंस वो थिंक्स कि सब कुछ सही हो गया, तो
हाँ,
हम
हाँ,
उस लाइन पे नहीं है कि सब कुछ सही हो
हाँ,
गया। अच्छी खबर
एग्जैक्टली।
जरूर है, बट स्टिल देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट नीड टू बी आंसर्ड।
बहुत बहुत काम है करने का एंड द एएफएफ हैज टू डिलीवर द एएफएफ नाउ द प्रेशर शिफ्ट्स टू द एएफएफ or now the only AFF can get money by putting a mortgage on AFF house. That is the only way AFF can get money in this current scenario. I don't think they can put mortgage on that house because I think there's still certain contracts with FIFA about it. All fine, leagues will start again, but what about junior leagues and women's league? Jordan, the under 18 league is already running, and the IWL is running as a tournament, 20 days here, 20 days there, and it's currently running. The first leg is running in Kolkata. So again, the problem is again we go back to the fact if the ISL is not run and the ISL doesn't bring revenue to the system, and then the other leagues, well, why are we talking, right? So that's the thing, right? Raj says Pritam Kotal said the performance was bad because of no league, but when you had league, what these guys did, Afghanistan players are playing at amateur level without contract. Bangladesh women had no league. Raj, don't compare it to Bangladesh women and don't compare it to women's football. I think women's football, uh, 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 that is one. And amateur level football in Europe is higher than the level in India. So therefore, Preetham had a point, and I think Preetham, if those of you who can understand Bengali, watch it. Those of you who can use the YouTube AI, listen to the interview. He speaks from his heart. He's very honest about that. That from a player's perspective, he agrees with what Gurpreet says. And again, he says, what does he say? Pritham says, after every loss, making a video, I think makes the fans go happy. No, and again, yes, he's very, very right, because I've said this also. A lot of the players have done their statements, and then people said, "Oh, that's a Chat GPT statement. Oh, that this, that." So whatever the players do after you've lost, it doesn't matter. Someone or the other will criticize them. So I think Pritham again also spoke from heart and soul and said, listen, I at least, and I know my teammates, we have given everything. Maybe it sometimes doesn't look like it. So therefore, and I believe him. I've known this boy for over 15 years. So I know that when he says, I put an India jersey on or I put a club jersey on, he will give everything. Again, we have to talk about the quality then, right? That we have a quality issue. That is what our conversation should be. It's not about commitment of the players. Yes, it looks like lack of passion, lack of commitment, this and that. But there is a question then about the quality, right? Yeah. So no league excuse makes no sense. Again, to me, it's not. Bangla journalists taking credit. I told you it will start in February. Listen, again, yeah, I mean, people will now take credit. Na Hiren, hoga, nahi hoga, and all this thing.
नहीं यार
So listen, this is it is now where it is, and I always said it has a one. Why didn't I say 0%? I always said a 1% chance, but something like this was always on the cards that this could turn around. But 14th of February is not very far away. And there are a lot of things which need to be sorted, right?
I think
No
this
question,
next
no
one
question. हाँ हिरेन आज जो सब लोग जो पूछ रहे हैं एक ही भी क्वेश्चन नहीं सवाल में नहीं सॉर्ट हुआ.
वही तो सर मैं सरप्राइज उसी बात से होता हूँ कि हर एक मीटिंग में चाहे कोई भी मीटिंग कर ले स्पोर्ट मिनिस्ट्री कर ले एआईएफएफ क्लब्स कर ले जो बेसिक क्वेश्चन है टू प्रिपेयर टू स्टार्ट द लीग उसके बारे में कोई यहाँ पे कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं निकलता तो ये मीटिंग में करते क्या है ये लोग
बात थोड़ा सा बात करता है एंड
क्या बात करता है सर सपोज हम दोनों सपोज कीजिए कि लीग स्टार्ट करने के लिए मीटिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं हम दोनों तो मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा कि चलो भाई ब्रॉडकास्टर का क्या करना है तो अब कुछ बात तो होता होगा ना कि चलो ब्रॉडकास्टर के लिए एक ना प्रोडक्शन का खर्चा कौन उठाएगा तो जो ये लीक करने के लिए जो चीजें नेसेसरी है उसके ऊपर ये लोग क्या बात करते हैं कि सॉल्यूशन
नहीं
ही नहीं
नहीं
मिल
वो
रहा
तो
है
मिनिस्टर नहीं द ब्यूरोक्रेट से आप तो खेल रहे हो ना यू प्लेइंग नो 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 वी नॉट प्लेइंग ओ यस यू प्लेइंग नो 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 यस यू प्लेइंग नो 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 यस यू ओके यस यू प्लेइंग बस ऐसे तो बात होता है तुम क्या सोच रहे हो Does Northeast United FC foreigners leaving? Nobadeep, I don't even know who Northeast United have on the books. I mean, is Zapata still there? Is Aladdin Ajare still there? I have no clue. Right. So these again, you are asking very valid questions to which nobody has an answer. You know, right? But for long term, we need a commercial partner, right? Yes. I don't see anyone coming front, not even FSTL with the current AFF constitution. What next do you think AFF will be requested to change constitution? See, the constitution change will not happen under this AFF regime. They had the chance. No? They had last 2 months to change it. Nahi karega. So wait for the election. That's why I said I think it would have been better if you ask me, you know, and so to have sorted this out, maybe held something of or the other for the sake of holding something so that the players get some salary, staff as well. But I don't know. Ishan says dates are out, 14 Feb, yes. And Raj says another circus has started. I wouldn't say another circus, Raj. I think not another circus because the circus which has been going on is continues. हाँ वो नया वाला सर्कस नहीं है वो चल रहे थे वो ही है राइट Again, we're focusing on short-term league. Yes, Aryan, because um, the question is now, um, because now the conversation shifts. Now they're going to do everything to try and run this league. We will forget talking about next season, right? So that is a short-term fix, but future will scary. Yeah, that's the reality. Next year, same problem. Agree, Raj. I don't understand why Hiren said in Hindi. Only word I understood was something is corrupt. Roshan, yeah, yeah. Let's stay with that. Various ISL clubs are reaching out to their players for pay cuts as most contracts were signed when ISL had 270 broadcast deal. Again, 270 broadcast deal on paper, but again, plus minus zero calculation. So therefore, it does make sense. I'm pretty sure next year again the same situation will happen. ISL clubs won't agree to this next year as their sponsor revenue won't come with this production. Aryan, who has sponsor money left? Yeah.
नहीं वो है स्पॉन्सर लेफ्ट वो भी तो प्रेसिडेंट.
Ah, Tomara betting companies are gone. So your key, if you think about last season, I think most clubs have betting companies either at front of shirt or top back of shirt. I think if not all, I think 11 or 12 of the clubs out of 13 would have had it, right? That is gone. So who's going to come, right? The only club which I remember last, or actually two clubs. One club was, of course, Kerala Blasters, right? Who had a number of calls. Uh, uh, you know, and on the other side, Mumbai City, right? Via City Football Group. And interestingly, despite City Football Group leaving, they still have those on the shirt. So let's see what happens with the others. But for these few matches, are clubs actually ready to make those huge expenses? Makes no sense. Yes, Raj, they are. Supposedly they are, right? Interkashi building stadium. How did I miss that? Yes, Raj. Big news in the morning. Interkashi building a stadium for 5,500. It's a good, no problem. 5,500. Only need for fan support and government. One question, sir: is land for stadium is given? No, it's given by a private university. So it's not government land, first of all. And you asked the right question. X9P. Nahiren, 5,500 sounds little. But for Interkashi to fill 5,500, the 5,500 will be very interesting to see in UP and in Banaras.
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्ट आई थिंक सर वाराणसी जैसे सिटी में जो कि आपका वैसे भी मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटी नहीं है,
हाँ
इट्स सिटी, तो आई थिंक उसमें 5,500, आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड स्टार्ट रादर देन बिल्डिंग स्ट्रेट अवे 50, 20,000, 30,000 कैपेसिटी. आई
हाँ
थिंक दिस इज अ गुड मूव.
हाँ. In this short season happening at centralized venue, regular format. Narendra, it is not centralized venue. It is a one leg home and away format, meaning Swiss model. That's how it's called in the Swiss league. You play all the teams once, but it will be decided who you play home or away. Many questions, but at least some good news. I know government pressure make ISA club to accept their proposal. Yeah, yeah, that was it. Sports was not able to pronounce team's name. And speaking of improving Indian football, what an irony sums up in the sad state of Indian football. Nothing is going to change. Peter, that's the danger. That's the danger. But again, today, at least the league has been announced, and let's see what happens. Kumar says, I'm happy Intercash is investing money in stadium considering that they have some physical assets which can be used for mortgage and for promotion of something if possible. Kumar, I do not think that it's their own stadium because it's on the university land. I don't even know if they are investing it or if that university is investing the money. So I would have to ask this. Is the short answer is stop senior players involvement in everything, nothing gonna happen national team. Prem, again, without senior players, you don't even have a national team. Okay, sports ministry gave money to AIFF. No, Raj, not again. That question never rose, right? The government clearly stated early on, we're not giving you money for a professional league, right? The AIFF is the AIFF actually getting extra money for the women's under 20, under 17, under 17 boys for the Asian Cup, you know? So that's the thing. No, Hiren.
या आई थिंक ये तो सर वो तो क्लियर कट पहले से ही चीज था. गवर्नमेंट ने कभी
Hmm,
नहीं बोला कि हम पैसे देंगे, और वो फुटबॉल
exactly.
में देंगे तो बाकी लीग्स आ जाएंगे,
हाँ.
बाकी स्पोर्ट्स के कि भाई हम हमें भी दे दो. That was never been a case. सर मैं निकलता हूँ अभी.
Okay. Thanks, Hiren. Thanks, Hiren, for joining in. I'll try and answer some of you for another 10 minutes and then I'll also
Okay,
close
okay,
this
sir.
for today. But Hiren, thanks a lot. Short notice that you came. And we will be keep continuing these conversations. Do follow Curious Harry. I'll be surely going on your channel in the coming days to talk about it. Like, share, and subscribe again. And yeah, we're trying to keep you informed and try to say what is right and what is wrong. Thanks, Hiren.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Right. So Upsala, let me try and answer your questions. If Indian players 100% is not enough and we lose or draw consistently, then we should replace them. It is always perform or perish. And if they don't perform, then why they always cry about facilities? I don't know if the players are crying about facilities and who are you going to bring in? Again, I love this thing that, you know, either you perform or you are gone. We don't have replacements. You have to wake up to that reality. Feel good as a UPN Interkashni Popper Club from my state have interest in promoting football and also having ambition in building its own stadium. Yes, that's good. X9P Sarah should be based on perform without the help of foreign players. Prem, it is depends on market. It doesn't depend on the performance of the foreigners. Now, does AFF capacity to organize and operate the league? All the season FS have managed entirely organize the operation. Kumar, good question. I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see. Sir, is it about Interkashi with your government for construction of football stadium? No, as far as I know, nothing. SB Extreme says, Hiren brother Arunava, I want to appreciate and thank both of you, your respective social media platform, your untiring work and bringing truth. Both of you are kind enough to address every comment. Thanks, SB Sports Extreme. Sorry that I should have taken this earlier if I'd seen this. That Hiren should have seen this, but yes, we try and we've tried and we'll continue. So many clubs asking players to cut salary. Yes, as I said, that is happening. The video had its effect as it entered the political scenario. So the ministry could have pressurized AFF. No, could have, did, right? They pressurized the AFF and the clubs to sort this out. Again, if it's a sorting out, we will see. My investors का क्या scene है? There is no investor नहीं है. कौन investor है? कहाँ है? There is no investor, right? Did you see the video Sports Minister calling Mohun Began and East Bengal's East Began? Yes, Pranjal, I saw it sadly. The best thing is smaller stadiums, big stadiums look entry, small football stadium are way to go, build an audience and look better on broadcast to attract more viewers. Yeah, PC Game Attack. I think, you know, you know, to me, I think very, very important is, as I said, a stadium like the Mumbai Football Arena looks better than the Salt Lake Stadium. If you've got 40,000 people, still the Salt Lake Stadium doesn't look full, right? So that's the thing. According to you, which firm as of today willing to come on board? Sort of none. At the moment, there is no company that is waiting to come on board in football as a commercial partner. There is no company at the moment, sadly. You expect something on I League 2 or 3 or I don't know to come out? As far as I know, most of the teams in I League 2, I League 3 have actually opted out. Um, and I don't know if after ISL and I League, they have actually have the money to organize the lower leagues. So that will be an interesting question to see. Who would you want to come on board as investor for the long term league if it happens? Any private firm in your mind? Sort of ideally, you know what? I wouldn't like a company to come on board. I would rather have a sports management company come on board and run it with where you could have different partners and not depend on one financer, right? Now we have the situation Reliance backed out, right? And therefore we're in the situation I would rather have a sports management company come forward, manage the product of the league, and then on top of it have 4 or 5 corporates backing it. That would be my ideal scenario. Again, I don't have any names for you, but that would be the best thing. But again, you know, they have announced the league, but do they have enough money to do it? Aryan, I don't think so. If you ask me, the money that the AFF is willing to commit for ISL and then on I League, then no. You know, so for me, let's wait and see. Again, today, the only thing that has been announced that an ISL is happening, and that is kicking off on the 14th of February next month. Um, all other questions are unanswered. I don't. Again, today everyone's saying 14 teams have committed. I still have question marks about certain teams. So therefore, let's wait for all these confirmations. There was no point in doing the league. Now better to spend the money on U17 boys and women's football. Yeah, but again, the AFF pressure. No? So suddenly agents are connected connect to Indonesian league. Why agents? These are the foreigners playing in India don't need to be via our agents, right? It could have been out of Spain, it could have been agents out of Indonesia. So how about Odisha FC had they aren't participating? I mean, they shut down. Goal for Peace. I had heard that as well a while ago. So for me, you know, uh, that they are in a sort of hibernation mode, that they are sort of in a standby mode. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see what Odisha FC do. Uh, you know, so therefore, that's difficult to say. Heard that Trinidad Deccan FC were keen on playing in ISL since Hyderabad FC moved to Delhi. Yeah, YC side, they did, but again, there is no corporate promotion per se. Who will telecast? Avi, there is no answer on that question at the moment. Telecasting is as I said now multiple times. All these things are unanswered at the moment as I speak to you. These are all unanswered questions, and they hopefully will be answered in the coming days. At the moment, the only piece of news is ISL happening 14th of February, supposed to kick off with a Swiss model format. They don't have the stamina for 90 minutes and need support all the time. They have no shame. They don't even know the basics. How do you buy these for crores? Prem, again, first of all, don't abuse them. That would be my first request to you. Give whatever the quality of the players, but do give them that due respect. And if they don't, again, tell me where are the better players. The basics is not the fault of the players themselves, it's the fault of the system. So call out the system. Anyways, we lose matches as India. We should only have U18 and make them better and scrap the senior team. Bengali from Germany doesn't work that way. Under 18, you say we'll do, and then we'll work. There's no competition, for example, for an under 18 team. So again, sir, on paper, how much could be the cost of the short-term league? Raj, I don't know what the format is and what the things are. It's a guesswork, so I don't know how much the total cost will be. It is surely what I've now understood that they were talking about 42 crores just to organize the league in Goa, which was higher. So now they're saying the cost is less. I don't know where they're going to get stuck. Again, this is not a fly by wire saying how much the cost is. 35 likes, great. Thanks, Apex. Yes, like, share, and subscribe if you're liking this video today. Please do that. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, 3,670 today. You know. Um, or 71, sorry, we just got one more person who has subscribe to the channel, and of course watch my short videos. I did a longer interview in Bengali with Pritham Kotal yesterday for and well, Pritham was very honest and open about it. I know it's in Bengali, but use the YouTube automatic translation function. You have it. At least I've seen that I can do that in my videos. Use that, and then you can listen to it in Hindi or in English or in any other language that you like. So read some Marcus tweets explaining more details about format. Okay. Again, format, as I said, Swiss model, that's the only thing. One must have the sound to play for 90 minutes to be selected for the national team. Yeah, Prem. That's not, again, don't the people have to look at their own bank account before making such horrible decision? No. Simple answer, Aryan. No one has looked at the bank account. Maybe sir, you will criticize me, but for cost cutting, DD Sport will be right. Government support for broadcast, maybe AIFF YouTube channel. Cost cutting is not there. Again, you have to produce it still. No? Where is your cost cutting? Again, and DD Sport will give you no reach. Then I think AIFF YouTube is better. That would be my opinion. So let's wait and see what decision will. Will Geo Star stream it? No, Pratik, they're out. Finally, we see Sporting Delhi. Yes, Roshan, we will see. Finally, we will see Sporting Club Delhi from Delhi, and so therefore that's good. That's very good, and so for me, that's very nice and very important. That is and interesting. Will be what Punjab FC will do. Right, will be very interesting. So that's it. 39 reach. No, we reached to even 40. So thank you very much. 40 likes so far. And those of you, again, still 33 people watching. Those of you who haven't, press the like button. If there is the hype option, hype the video, hype my videos. And of course, those of you who can, Watch the Pritam Kotal interview. I think it's the most honest and direct interview that Pritam Kotal has ever given. So listen to that as well. What do you think about Manchester? What did you think about Manchester United current situation? Amorim is gone. Apex, I think he's addressed the problems like Ralf Rangnick did a few years ago, and now it said, what the problems are. And the question is if Manchester United is going to change and make corrections. Otherwise, whoever comes in now as an interim or long-term coach, the problems will continue, right? I mean, Manchester United, the way they're run and organized, could be a perfect team in the ISL, right? They're a mess. Inter Kashi, yes. Har Har Kashi, yeah. X9P, they're doing good. Sorry, why is this not moving? Uppala. There it is. Maybe we should focus on world football instead of only Indian football. Bengali from Germany, as your name says, I watch enough German football also. But again, I've tried to focus on Indian football. I've been doing that for nearly 3 decades. I will continue to do that and promote Indian football as much as I personally can. And let's see what happens. Punjab see Sporting Club Delhi playing Jawaharlal. Raj, again, all of these questions are unanswered. You're asking because today, until yesterday, we were supposed to play a bubble style league in Goa, right? Until yesterday. Today, we've shifted back to a home and away format. All these questions, we'll have to wait and see, right? Sir, is it Inter Kashi open their academy? Their jersey looks good. They don't have an academy, but they have youth teams, right? So, XIP gave Inter Kashi time to grow in UP. They're still in Kolkata with their first team, but they have youth teams. Their youth team is playing in the under 18 league, so this is good. 44 reach. Thanks a lot, guys, for your support. Again, I really value it. Is Bajaj will go court if they get relegated? I don't know. Let him do whatever it is. Sir, is it 2000 FCIC will surely happen? Minland Cookie. Tonight I will say yes. If you ask me this in a few days, I don't know. Can um, you know, so for me, I don't have an answer to your question. I don't have an answer to it as such. But if you ask me today, it is happening on the 14th of February. It is going to happen. Is it going to be 14th of February or maybe shift it here a little later there? So let's wait and see where we are. Where can I have this live? Okay, sorry, I don't. Sorry, you can only hype videos, not live. Sorry, my mistake. Can we have a bilateral series to uplift the level? Bilateral series. Listen, bilateral. I've done that in the past with the help of the DFB. We've done a few things, and so therefore those things, whenever it was possible. We had the German student national team which had come to India in 2016, right, which is like a B team. And so therefore we'd done that at the time. And but more is right, we've had German coaches go to India. Yeah, that is it. Make reach 50. Let's see. Thanks. 45 at the moment. Let's see. Does Punjab see want to stay forever in Delhi? Does they want to go back to Punjab or not? They want to go to Punjab, but again, if the infrastructure is not there, they will have to play there. No? Who will broadcast this league? Surava, no idea. Again, I've said this now multiple times. The only information which counts today is ISL happening, 14th of Feb for now, official kickoff. Not a bubble style league only in Goa, home and away format, one leg. So yeah. So therefore, for me, these are things which are, stuck. Sorry, guys. Why is this stuck? Everything with I-League, I wait for the first match day to happen to understand the format of participating teams. Yeah, I-League will have to wait again. So let's see. So, sir, for the next 20 seasons, as well have 14 teams with promotion relegation? No. So, this is only for this season. So, whatever happens this season, as far as I know, There is no promotion or so there could be promotion, but there's no relegation as far as I know. At this moment in time, again, none of these things have been sorted, right? And the clubs have not agreed to the 20-year plan so far. So all of these questions are still there. Sir Guwahati nearest stadium renovation started 40,000 seat FIFA FC respective stadium. I've heard it, I've seen it. Let's see when it's ready. Arundas, how an engine today positive after so long. Roshan, we've too often we have only have to had negative discussions on Indian football, right? No, the league is not happening. Oh, this or that. Oh, national team this. Oh, that. So again, today I'm happy. I'm happy that for my, I've got a lot of friends who work in the Indian Super League. I've got a lot of people, some people who are called would call family who are in the ISL. All of them. I'm happy for them. I'm worried about the future. I'm still worried about the future because I'm thinking ahead. What is going to happen? Sorry. Um, Coming back to your point, Roshan, I am happy today and I'm high on energy today because I feel happy for my friends. Some people would call family who are working in the ISL, in the managements, coaches, players, staff, who I know. I'm happy for these people. But on the other side, I will reiterate the point that I'm looking forward at the summer. I'm looking forward to the next 3 to 5 years where I am worried where this league will go because at the moment we only know 14th of Feb and an ISL will kick off. Home and away format, one leg. Khatam. That's all what we know. Commercial partner, broadcast partner, costings, this, that, all of that is in the air. So therefore, I'm not worrying about that, and I'm happy that it's happening. Period. Right? Hey, Uchut, who's going to fund the deficit this season? Again, good question. I would think it would have to be the clubs, right? All of this, yeah, let's see. Is Bajaj going to court if Delhi FC relegated? Ask him. I have no clue. Have all ISL clubs agreed to this? Suravar, as far as I know, at this moment, no. Therefore, when the sports minister made his announcement, 6 out of the 14 had said yes. Six, right? People are talking about three, and they were talking about Chennai FC, Odisha FC, and another entity. I forgot. But actually, up to eight entities were thinking, do we play or don't we play? Can the government ask BCCI to help out if? No. Bangali from Jordan, why would the BCCI help us? Again, this is a point that some people have raised multiple times, but I asked the question, why would the BCCI help AIFF? What's in it for them? Why would you help a product which is not indirectly, which is in competition with you, right? What's on PFC Punjab FC's mind? Which city they prefer more? Chandigarh, Amritsar. There has been some kind of stadiums in those cities with the help of Punjab government, they can renovate it. Palash, Chandigarh. In and around Chandigarh, Mohali, that is where the home of Punjab Sea of Round Glass is. And the Punjab government has been no help at all. I remember when we were talking about things in 2017-18 when I was working for Round Glass Punjab, they never helped. What is on their mind? You have to ask them because a lot of things which were on the mind of people's, even in the summer, with the ISL not happening, a lot of the things have gone on the back burner, right? So that is also a reality. BC, a private charity organization. It is not a private charity organization. It's a society like the AIFF, but it's a hardcore commercial organization which takes care of its finances. Since our grassroots quality is not producing, think at least the AIFF academies need to have more and more offshore exposure tours for grassroots. Stomach, grassroots. The academies are not grassroots, no? They're youth. So grassroots off and grassroots exposure abroad, yeah, sounds nice, sounds good, doesn't help, right? So that's the thing. Good evening, Siddharth. Yeah, Roshan. Again, I feel good. I feel good for a lot of people, and therefore, I think network. I don't have network issues. Issues. Sorry, YC-fied. 1 hour 30 minutes. I think slowly I'll come to an end of this live. Thanks again for joining in on a day that it was announced that the Indian Super League will happen. I feel it's good news. And now the question is, whatever happens, yeah, if it's a lot of things need to fall in place. So we need to be honest about that, right? Not everything is ready to be ready, set, go. And therefore, let's wait and hope. But at least the news at this moment in time is yes, the Indian Super League is happening. 14th of Feb is going to be the kickoff date. And I think in the next few days, hopefully, we will learn more and understand more how it's going to happen, what is going to happen, who's going to broadcast, you know. Player signings, I think, will be interesting. A lot of clubs have lost foreigners. So these are all questions that need to be answered. And as always, my request, sorry, at the end of the live, my request, like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, thank you for your support as always. And as I say, please support Arun Foot here on YouTube. 48 likes today. Thanks a lot. That's a lot for that. We're at 3,673 subscribers. Thank you for all of those of you who've joined new. Hopefully, you like the discussions we have. We have them trying nearly every day. And watch the short videos. I know Pritam Kotal, I did it in Bengali, but still listen to it. You've got the AI function on YouTube nowadays to instant translate, auto translate, and like and hype the videos. And again, I've always said, keep on supporting Indian football. And with that, I'll come to an end and I'll speak to you very soon. Tomorrow, I will not be doing a live. I'm on the road on work. But I'll be back on Thursday with another live and catch you then. And then still watch the short videos as always. Thanks and bye.